In this video, I'm going to take you along with me and show you exactly what I do to plan ahead on these markets so I can catch these big moves, make easy money when everyone else is in the hard mode because they're always late to the great setups. So let's dive on in. We're going to go over a few tickers today. That's what I normally do on a Saturday. I find the ones that I think are going to have some pretty good opportunities for this week coming up. Let's start with the Qs. So for the Qs, the first things that I look for are sentiment levels. And this allows me to be able to identify what should happen. If I can get to a place where I know what should happen on a chart, now I can just sit back and wait and see if it does. And that's an easy way for me to be able to identify momentum and see who's in control. And so right now on the Qs, the bulls are in control. We are making higher highs and higher lows. Check. Now what should happen next? If we get up above these highs, it should have a very strong close and continue higher. That's going to open the door for this next weeks of trading to be extremely bullish if that plays out. If I don't get a strong close and it breaks up above this high and then starts to reject, I could see a lot of bulls getting trapped, buying up here, and then immediately losing and having to exit, and that's going to open the door for a lot larger moves lower. So I am going to be definitely watching the highs around 558 next week on the Qs to see what we do. Now, Trump just announced some more tariffs. I don't know if we'll be gapping down or not, but if we are gapping, I'm going to look at where my bulls should be coming in. And that level that I'm seeing is around 540 all the way down to 530. That's where bulls should be at. So yes, we are probably going to be getting some selling for sure, and people are going to be scared. But in my opinion, this is a buy the dip until we start getting daily closures below 522. If that happens, now I know something's up. So all I have to do is wait for it to interact with this area where the bulls should be, find my bullish sentiment on a smaller time frame, and put my stop and my risk down below 522. That's my only job. If I am wrong, I will lose small. If I am right, I will win twice the amount that I would have lost if I was wrong. That's all trading is, my friends. It's just a math game. It's not about being right or wrong. It's about understanding how much money you're going to lose if you're wrong and setting yourself up where you can make twice that amount if you're right. That's it. That's all trading is. But what I don't want to do is trade without being prepared, because if this market starts to drop really hard and there's a lot of volume coming in and it looks scary, my emotions are going to be heightened. When my emotions are higher, I am not able to see things clearly. And if I can't see things clearly, I'm going to pass on a great buy the dip that could make me a lot of money, or I'm going to try to start shorting things that I shouldn't, or I'm going to go in too heavy, whatever. Emotions mess up logic. That's why these planning sessions are so crucial, because these planning sessions allow me to put in a game plan when there aren't any emotions. The markets are closed. I can see what they're doing. I can see where the bulls should be. I can see where the bears should be. And now I can sit back and logically approach these markets and then just see what happens. I know down through here, bulls should be here. So if I can find some sort of a bull setup on an hourly time frame through here, I can day trade this bullish for the rest of the week. I can get into some swing trades. I can sell some options, whatever I want to do. I just know this is where I want to look for the bulls. Simple, easy. Now when the markets are dropping hard, if they do this coming week, I can have a game plan and I can remind myself, hey, it's okay. This was the game plan. The markets were extended. They needed a pullback. Look for bull sentiment instead of sell everything and freak out and act off of emotions. This one thing right here, preparing and not acting through emotions because I have a game plan, has completely changed my trading, and it will for you as well. And by the way, if you like this content and want to see more of it, show me. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Let me know what tickers you want me to look at. Let me know if you enjoy these type of videos. I'll do more of them. But I only want to do what people are interested in seeing. So if you're interested, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you want to see to help you on your trading journey. All right, so on the Qs, I've got my levels picked out. I then go ahead and I put alerts on the chart. So alerts are your best friend. I am not going to be at the chart right at this moment, most likely. I'm going to be out living my life. If my alert can go off, and I can have little notes on my chart here saying, hey, great buying area. When that alert goes off now, I can sit back and I go, okay, Qs are pulling into this buying area. I don't have to worry about my emotions. I already have a game plan of what I'm going to do. I don't need to be correct. I know where my risk needs to be at. I can set this up and I can lose small and I can win big. And so that's going to be my game plan now. So all I have to do is come in here and say, okay, this is the area where I want to buy it. My stop is going to be somewhere through here, and my target will be up and through here somewhere, depending on, you know, where I want to get in on this and how I end up playing it. So now I have a game plan. Okay, I know my stop needs to be here. I'm going to try to get in as low as I possibly can, ideally probably around this gap fill, but that's why I left this big box. It's not like get in at this line. It's start looking for bull sentiment on a smaller time frame in this area. So that's my game plan on the Qs. I just sit back and I wait for it to happen now. Let's dive on over to AMD. So on AMD, again, first things first, need to find my sentiment levels. I need to be able to see what the markets are doing so that I can identify where the bears should be and where the bulls should be. Right now on a daily time frame on AMD, we are stuck potentially putting in a double top. The bulls ran really, really hard. It looks really good, but they failed right here and got pushed back down. They then had enough strength to buy it back up, but when they made it back to this level, they are still struggling. That's what's forming that double top. So if they're struggling here, that's giving me a sign of weakness. A few more days without getting a strong close up above this is telling me that the bulls still are not strong enough to break this level. And the probability, again, there's no guarantees. I'm just looking at probability. The probabilities are we're going to probably start to dip back lower because bears are going to start getting invigorated by this price action, and they're going to start shorting in heavy if the bulls fail to make new highs. And at the opposite side, if the bulls start to finally get that strong candle close, now I know they're breaking through, I'm getting that bull momentum, and I can start planning my dips and riding this momentum even higher. You see, the key to this is understanding what to look for. Most people just pull up a chart and they're always reacting to it. Don't react. Plan ahead. Have a game plan of what should happen, and that's going to completely change your trading because instead of acting out of emotions, no matter how long you've been trading, there are emotions. The difference between professional traders and everyone else is instead of acting whenever I feel an emotion, because I feel emotions. It's not like I'm numb to emotions now. I've been doing this for over 7 years full time. I still have emotions. But the difference is I put logic in between my feeling of that emotion and the action. That's the key. So if you can put in logic between the feeling of the emotion and acting, everyone else feels scared and then they act. Everyone else feels FOMO and then they act. I feel FOMO, I put logic in between and I go, hold on, what was my game plan? And by the way, if I didn't plan it, I'm not going to trade it. What was my game plan whenever the markets were closed? What was my logic telling me? My logic is telling me, hey, this is fine. It's a normal pullback. Hold. My logic is telling me, cut. This is not good. Levels are broken. It's time to exit. That way I am listening to my logic instead of my emotions. My emotions are triggering something, but instead of me acting right away, I am simply listening to my logic. And then once I process through my logic, then I make the action. Then I actually move. That makes me so much more money because your emotions are always going to cause you to lose money. Your P&L, your results in trading are directly tied to your emotional control. Let me say this again. Your P&L is directly related to your emotional control. If you found that times where it's like, hey, my strategies isn't really working all that well or whatever, there are times for that. But a lot of the times it's your emotions. It's you chasing trades. It's you forcing trades because you're trying to make money. Stop trying to make money and start finding the greatest setup. Sometimes there aren't that many great setups. And so I don't trade. I don't make money for that day, but I'm also not losing money trying to chase stuff. And that's the biggest difference. If you could just eliminate a few losses a month and add a few more wins in a month, everything will change in your results. So little tip for you. Anyways, on AMD, this is a crucial area. If we can get some strong closures above that, there's going to be a continuation of momentum, and we're most likely going to keep pushing into the next level, which is like 160, 165. If this double tops, most likely going to be pulling back down. And if we start getting below 133, there could be some issues, and that's going to push us into like 115 to 120. So on a daily time frame, it's not looking great, but on a weekly time frame, it's just going to be a pullback, right? The weekly needs a pullback before it gets bought up. So yes, on a daily time frame, it's not looking great at the moment. Now, if we start breaking out of this, great, bulls are going to continue party. But the weekly is extended. It's made a huge move up. I mean, since the lows here, we're up 88%, 89%. A dip is going to be buyable. So this is another thing. People go to a daily time frame and they see this double top and then they start to short this. And the problem is it goes down a little bit and then it rampages out. Why is that? Because yes, we're going bearish on a daily, but we're pulling right back into a strong buying area on a weekly. You've got to understand this, that the bears should have held here. We are bullish on a weekly. Dips are going to get bought pretty much back at the area where the bears should have defended. And so I'm guessing that somewhere around 125 to 115, we're going to be getting a lot of buyers. You can see where all of my alerts are sitting at. There's a reason for that. If we get a pullback, this should be a very strong buy. And so now I am prepared. Instead of my emotions coming in, I am prepared for what I'm going to do if AMD pulls back, instead of reacting and being like, I was going to buy this, but now it doesn't look good. Nope, it's fine. I am buying this as long as AMD closes on a daily above 110. There are so many things that are going to go into your trading success that people just miss. They just show up, they pull up the charts, and they try to make money, and all they do is lose. If you're struggling in trading, or you would like to learn how to trade correctly, we are currently giving away our top trading courses completely for free to the next 1,000 people that click that link in the description. So click that link right now, because it will fill up fast. Jump on those courses and learn how to trade better so you can start making money and change your life, because odds are you're just one little adjustment away from seeing profits in trading. The next ticker that I wanted to go over right now today and start making a game plan for is Nvidia. Now, Nvidia has been running like crazy, but there's something that I see that I think a lot of people are missing, and it's this. We have a solid trend line coming through that we broke out above and then failed to hold on Friday. This is a sign of weakness and could open the doors for moves. So now my next question is, where's my sentiment level? Where should the bears be? Bears should hold this trend line. So even if it goes a little bit higher, I want to see if it respects it, and they should start pushing us back down. Now, where should the bulls be? Short term right now, I think the first buying area is going to be around 157 to 152 here on Nvidia. That's where I believe the bulls should be. So if we go crushing through that level, that would tell me the bulls did not step in, and there's a really good chance that it's going to continue to sink back down, and it's actually going to start to shift from bounces are going to start to get rotated over instead of dips are getting bought back up. I'm waiting to see if this momentum is going to start to play in or. So again, it's not about predicting of like, this is for sure going to happen. It's about having a game plan of like, bulls should be here, bears should be here. Let's see what happens. If we go screaming bullish, I know the bulls are still strong. Keep planning opportunities to take advantage of that momentum. If the bulls don't end up buying through here and it starts to drop, that's an easy momentum play on the way back down to the next bull buying area. So if we go out to a weekly time frame and look at our next bull buying area here on Nvidia, it's sitting at 150 is a very strong mark, but I mean, worst case scenario could be like 130 to 125 if this area up here doesn't hold. And so very low chance that the bulls don't step in by 145, in my opinion. I think this is a very strong buy. If they don't, then there's going to be moves straight down to the next buying area around 130 to 125. And then again, it's the next game of see what happens there. What should happen? I don't know what's going to happen. I just know that this is where bulls should be, and this is where bulls should be. Either the bulls are going to step in here and start to push higher, or the bulls will fail, pull down, and then step in here most likely and push higher. Now I just need to sit back and wait and see what's going to happen. So yes, this party could continue, but this is extremely extended, and we are finally starting to get some weakness coming in on a daily time frame. So this type of price action over the next 5 or 6 trading days makes a lot of sense. Some pullback, bounce back up, and then we're going to see what happens at that key level. Do the bulls push strongly through it? If so, dips are going to keep getting bought up. We continue higher. If we come back down and hang out around and start to hesitate, just like AMD's doing right now, there's a bigger chance that we could be finally getting some more pullbacks and retesting some more of these big bull buying. My friends, if you can start planning ahead in your trading, take some time when the markets are closed and just see things for what they actually are. Remove your bias and just start finding your sentiment levels, identifying where the bulls should be, where the bears should be. Write it out on your chart, put alerts out there, put notes on your chart so that when those interaction levels come into play, you can now go, okay, this is normal. This is where the bulls should be. Let's see if they step in. I'll give it a day or so. If the bulls start to come in, I'm going to start looking for my bull entry and I'm going to ride that. And I'll be able to control if it's not going to bounce, I can lose small. If it is going to bounce, I will do my best to win big. That is your only job. This is what I do every single day as a trader, and it's completely changed my results in trading. You've got to play. You've got to start putting logic in between your emotion and your action, because if not, you are always going to feel that emotion and then act. And I can promise you 98% of the time that is the wrong thing to do, and it will cost you money. My friends, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button. I'll keep more coming your way. I want to help you on your trading journey. That's what real life trading is all about. So again, check out that link down below for free. We're only giving this out to a limited amount of people, so click that link to be one of the first ones in there and grab those free trading courses and help you on your trading journey. Enjoy your weekend, my friends. Good luck on your trading. Follow your